Okay guys, welcome to my video. So today we're going to be doing, this is part 2 of the series, Big Man Effect. So today we are going to be doing what is widely considered the first big man to dominate the league, George Mikan. So these are a couple of his prime highlights. Now, he played around 1952. He won 4 championships with the Minneapolis Lakers before they were called the Lakers. And he is known for his hook shot, which is a move that is still around today, and it is a very sort of underrated, valuable move that one of the considered Hall of Famers or greats to ever do it, and he is the first big man to ever play this game of basketball. And he's also considered under a player like Shaq O'Neal, because if you guys didn't know, before the Lakers were called the Lakers, they were the Minneapolis Lakers. And when the Minneapolis Lakers actually played, they were a very dominant team. They would win championships almost every single year of their existence. But then George Mikan got injured and he suddenly retired, and he died at 70. But he had a really good legacy. So this is pretty much the guy that Shaq O'Neal or your Kobe sort of looked up to, kind of big man guy. I mean, he's also the reason why the shot clock is invented. Because in this 1952 game against the Pistons, where the Pistons won by 1 point, the shot clock wasn't yet known or invented. And the Pistons were passing the ball around and not shooting it and wasting time. Nowadays, there's a 10 second shot. And if you don't shoot in 10 seconds, it's considered a shot violation. Well, back in these days of the NBA, that rule wasn't implanted, because back in those days, that rule was never abused. Most teams would just go to the basket and score, and they wouldn't just pass it around and take a lot of time. But in this one game versus the Pistons, that rule came into effect all because of passing the ball around and pretty much milking clock. And that's the way that most teams would beat the Minneapolis Lakers, and is widely the only way that they did beat the Minneapolis Lakers. So this team, the Minneapolis Lakers, was pretty much like the Golden State Warriors. They were like a juggernaut team that pretty much wouldn't lose. When come playoff time, they'd be at their best. So let's get into this. This is George Mikan. This is just a 2-second clip of his highlights, but I just want to, go over and discuss this man, because most people will forget this man had this big legacy, because not a lot of people are familiar with the Minneapolis Lakers. Not a lot of people were born with the NBA in 1952, but in 1952 it was way different. Understand, but this man right here, which is understandable, but this man right here, he is widely known as inventing sort of the NBA that we have today. Without George Mikan, the NBA might look a lot different. The shot clock may not have ever been invented. The hook shot might never have been a thing. A lot of these things we have today is because of this man, George Mikan. Let's get into some of his highlights.
A game of giants. And there's...
Now, hold on. This just looks, look at this. This man right here, he looks, sorry, my finger's in the way. This man right here, he's your average. He looks like your average Joe just playing basketball. But little do you know, he might just be tall and skinny. But your average Joe over here, he's got some game. So, let's get into the video. This is my analysis on George Mikan. Now right here. This is just, well, let me go back. Alright, so sorry about that. Something happened with the computer. Now this is what I wanted to highlight right here. Look at these. I mean, these are long arms, but this right here is one of the most famous moves in basketball. The hook shot layup. This shot was pretty famous with Kobe, and the other big man uses it today. This man right here created this shot. It looks a little bit different because this is back then. It probably got a little bit more advanced, but yeah, this man was known for the hook shot. Now, George Mikan, he's a 3-time MVP scorer. He's considered like, at his time, he could put up 25 points per game and at least 12 rebounds a night. This is a time when the NBA where there wasn't a lot of scoring, nor was there a lot of rebounds or big mans. You'd usually have your small power forward and your point guard cracking up twos and not making a lot of threes, but this man, he just had the skills and the skill level to fit the NBA back then and to merge all of his skill levels perfectly fit this time of the NBA. This man is the GOAT. And I just wanted to highlight his hook shot, one of the most famous moves in the NBA. Make sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Hope you like George Mikan. Peace.